Hey guys, welcome back to the Only Carlton YouTube channel. First live ever on this channel, and I thought, who else better to get on than Andy from the Monday Blues, who was also my first guest on my first ever video as well. Andy, how you doing, bro?
Cool, brother. What's happening?
Nothing. Carlton is shit. Are we surprised?
Are we surprised? I don't think we're surprised. Um, Disappointed,
Yeah,
but I mean, should we be surprised? At, like it's exactly where we were.
yeah. I don't think it's a surprise. I mean, this is where we were at last year, at the end of last year too, and we got worse as a list. But there's a lot of people, man. Like I had high expectations coming to this year. Like I gave the boys a clean slate. I was like, you know what? Until they give me a reason not to this year to back them, I'm gonna back them for like unconditionally. Like that Sydney game, bro. I tipped us to win. Like fuck it, tipping us to win. So
You do my
I
head
mean,
in, bro. You do my head in.
so I mean, if you look at it like that, like the bye couldn't have come at a better time. We needed a break because, bro, if we went against Melbourne this week, fuck, it would be a danger game because a win
Mm,
wouldn't be enough. The win against Richmond wasn't enough for a lot of people. So
yeah.
I guess look, we'll kick it off. Like I'll ask you your first question. Where are we in terms of expectations? Is this where you thought we'd be after 2 rounds, or
um, as far as wins and losses go, yeah.
yeah,
So I had us losing to Sydney, um, beating Richmond. The way we beat Richmond, um, I mean, it felt shit, man. But bro, to win, you bank it. We've already we've already fucking gone through this. We've already done this, bro. Like, just it feels like deja vu again. So wins and losses wise, yeah, absolutely. This is where I saw us.
yeah,
But hey, you know what's weird? It's actually an improvement on last year. So
yeah, yeah.
I
Hey, last
mean,
year we had a better list last year. We had Kerno, Silvani, TDK all playing, and we lost
mm,
against Richmond. And this year we were
yeah,
worse and we won. So I mean, it's good
yeah,
perspective to have. But for me, man, it's just been the way that we won. Like I know
yeah.
it's a new system. If you count coaches and players, I think we've had 20 players, 20 different list changes, right? It's never going to gel straight away, and no one should expect it to gel straight away. But it's just you want to see some change, and I haven't seen any change. Like even the first half for me, it's not much different than the first halves from last year. Because if you think about it, last year we were sick in the first halves too. In our first
Mm,
11 games, we led 9 of them at halftime.
yeah,
So it's not like we're playing some amazing different brand of football. I think we play a different style of football because we don't have Charlie Kerner down there anymore.
yeah.
But it's not a more exciting, better, more advanced style, in my opinion. And that's the biggest thing for me. I just wanted to see change.
So you don't think we've changed our game plan? You don't see any like difference in game style?
Not really. No. Maybe there's a tiny difference, but I don't think it's much better. I don't think there's a
No.
massive improvement.
See, I disagree, bro. I love the way we're moving by hand. I like the way we're moving the ball with speed.
Yeah.
Man, that first quarter especially, um, we looked at inboard handballs and getting just that extra handball out of trouble instead of just dump kinking. So I look at it like I see improvement there with game style.
Yeah.
And I saw that, against Sydney for the first half. I saw it against Richmond for the first half. My issue is that halftime. Whatever happens at halftime, that's my issue. Like I would love to be a fly on the wall in the rooms and I just want to know what happens.
Yeah. Well, if
You
there was
know?
a ABC interview with George Hewitt, he did it right after the game. He's like, it's a
Mhm.
mental issue. Like we
Yeah.
just can't. And he said it's the whole playing list is a collective. They can't lock in after that third quarter, and he like they don't know why. But my question is, if it's a mental issue, isn't that so much more worse than a physical issue?
Absolutely. Because physical, you just think, all right, let's just run.
Yeah.
You know, let's run. But mental, that's scary
Yeah.
because mental can creep back up. You might think you're all right. You might go through the whole season. Hypothetically, we win the next 20 games and we get to a grand final. What happens, in that grand final? Do you
Yeah.
trust that that's not going to creep back in the game?
Yeah.
So it's like, that scares me. It
Yeah.
scares me.
you brought up trust. That's a great word. I don't trust this team.
Mm,
Like we generally could be up by 30, 40 points at halftime against Melbourne and against North and against St Kilda, and I wouldn't trust us to win. You were at the game, the Richmond game,
mm,
yeah?
yeah.
How bad was it? How like you could hear the tension, bro. You could hear people biting their nails after halftime. As soon as
Mm,
they kicked that first goal in the third quarter,
you
you
knew.
could hear the tension. You knew. Everyone
Yeah.
knew. And it's like a
Yeah.
collective thing. Do you think that feeds on to the players as well? Do you think they can hear
Absolutely.
that we're nervous? Yeah.
Absolutely, bro. For me, I'll just go back to Harry McKay. You know, when he was having those set shots and he couldn't get him. He couldn't hit him. This was a couple of years back, and I just remember him lining up. And it doesn't matter if it was a home crowd or an away crowd. Whenever he'd get the ball, 5 meters, 10 meters, 50 meters, doesn't matter. You hear murmurs around the crowd. Like everybody is like talking about, "Oh, is he going to get? He's going to miss this. He's going to miss it. He's going to miss it." But players would feel that energy, and I feel like absolutely the players would have felt that because it's a collective sigh almost when we stuff up, right? There's like everyone's like, oh, like come on, man, like Ollie Hollands, gets the ball, the sound, the noise level rises up, not because he's a jet player, but because everyone's like, ah, man, where's this
Yeah.
gonna go?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a rough start, man. It's been a rough start.
I can't believe that. But like I think the expectation was pretty clear that we were going to be a bottom six team.
Yeah.
We finished what? Okay, so our list has gotten arguably worse. Not even arguably. I think it's objectively true that our list now is worse than it was last year, just based on star power.
You lose TDK and you lose Charlie Kerno instantly, your
Yeah,
team gets worse,
yeah.
and you don't
Same with
replace them with equal quality.
no, and even with Silvani, I think people gloss over the Silvani loss. I know he didn't play much,
Mm.
but bro, now we're subjected to watching Lewis Young play on like key forwards.
Dad, don't bag up my boy Lewis Young, bro.
Yeah,
Don't. I said this on Monday's show. I'll say it again, bro. What do people expect from Lewis Young? Like, bro, he
yeah,
cops it. He cops it. He cops it. I'm not saying he's the best player, but everybody was saying, "Oh, Tom Lynch killed him. Tom Lynch killed him." But bro, like Tom Lynch scored 2 goals.
yeah,
Right? Could have been a lot worse, but at the end of the day, he scored 2 goals. Those 2 goals came from free kicks. One was from a 50 and the other was from a free kick.
yeah, yeah. They were both like in
The,
the goal square.
yeah. The 7 points, they were very low percentage shots, most of
Yeah,
them. There might have been a couple where he probably should have got. So, I mean, realistically, I know it's bad after conceding 9 scoring shots, but I don't think it was that bad. Like a few days later, I genuinely don't think it was that bad.
yeah.
I
Okay,
think
so
people just need to chill on Lewis Young, man. Like, he's not going to play 24 games, 22 games.
yeah,
You know,
no, I agree. I agree 100%. I think we've gotten again the bagging of him is justified, but not to the point where it's like you expect him to do better. Because like, what do we really expect from some of these lower end players, like Lewis Young, like Lockie Fogarty, like these
nah.
aren't stars.
Say Fogarty. Now let's talk about a fraud, right? Fogarty, bro, he cost us the game.
Yeah,
Like, he almost cost us the game. 10 meters out directly in front. You're an elite athlete. You're an elite footballer. You're playing at the highest level. There is no excuse for missing that. And
yeah,
everybody talks about his forward pressure. I see none of it, bro. How many tackles did he have on the weekend? 1, 2?
yeah. If that.
Like, I
So
know he had one because that's how he
here's a
got
fun
that free kick.
here's a fun stat. It took
Hmm.
him so he didn't lay a tackle in the Sydney game.
Hmm.
It took him 6 quarters of football to lay his first tackle.
There
So
you
for
go.
the
And then he
first half,
kicked
he
the
didn't lay a
point from
tackle.
10 meters out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but like,
see,
do you think we're misusing him? Do you think we're playing him as a pressure forward and like a defensive forward in one of the most terrorist ball teams in the comp right now?
Mhm.
Like it's the same argument as Jesse Molop. Like, sure, Jesse Molop doesn't do shit, but we are telling him to run back to the defensive 50 every single stoppage, and then he's going
Mm,
to run back. Because if you look
mm,
back in 23, he was kicking goals. And I know 23 is it might be like a one-off year. Everyone was doing great in 23. But he did have his moments. And I feel like he is a decent footballer, but not in the role we're asking him to play.
Then what role do you suggest for someone like Lockie Fogarty? He's not quick.
The
He
same role that Matthew always played.
small forward, like actual small
Yeah,
forward.
yeah, actual small forward. Because if you think about it, always was not that talented either. He wasn't the fastest. He wasn't big either. He wasn't strong.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't agile. He just kicked goals. He just found ways. I think he had good
Mm,
goal smarts. And again, I guess Lockie Fogarty doesn't convert, and that is an issue. But that is someone that's something you can work on. And I feel like a lot of these players can work on their woes, but if you play them in the wrong position, it's never going to work.
yeah, I I I agree. Playing him in a different position might be better, but do you think he's a good footballer?
No, not up to recent events. Now, if you look at his
Do
last
you
2 years
think?
now,
Yeah. Do you think he's going to be at our next, if we ever win one? Do you think he'll be in our next premiership side?
no, not at all. I think we've gotten as much as we can out of him.
Okay. So to me, if I'm like, if I'm given the question, what do you do with Lockie Fogarty? I'll answer with, he's not tackling, right? He's not being that pressure forward that we're told he is.
Yeah,
So either you tell him, listen, don't worry about the ball. You focus on just pressure. Give him one singular job, right? Pressure. And if he can't contribute, if that's what he offers and he can't give that, then you have to pass his role to a kid.
yeah,
You have to. Like I don't see why we're just hanging around 13th. I'd rather bottom out and blood kids. Just
yeah,
blood them, get them in, give them game time. Like I'm just using these as an example, but like I'm not saying they're going to replace Lockie Fogarty or any other player, but why aren't the Camporelli brothers getting along? Why aren't they coming along? Sorry,
yeah,
why aren't they developing properly? Why are they still kind of lingering? I think Lucas debuted last year, and we
yeah.
haven't seen much or any of him since.
No, he played like
You
round
know,
one, didn't play for the rest of the year, and then
against
came back
Richmond.
in the last round of the year.
Yeah. So for me, that like it's just, is it our development? Is because look at Moya. Moya comes in, plays in the forward line, but when he goes to the VFL, he plays in the midfield.
Yeah,
So are we not developing players in the right positions from our bottom level?
yeah. Well, if
And
you look
then
at
they're
if
yeah,
sorry, if you look at our VFL, they have the same issues as us. They fade
mm,
out in the second halves too.
yeah.
So,
So
and if
what
you look,
is it?
you make the point on development. I think it's interesting. If you look at all of our young recruits who've gotten in over the last 4 years, we've had the same development team for the last 4 years. I think this year we gutted them. We changed them.
Yeah, yeah.
Every single young player that's come to Carlton has gotten progressively worse and worse every year. You look at Adam Chera. He came in 2022, right? Great. 23, great. And then he's been on a steady decline ever since.
That's injury though, man. I'm in the minority here. I actually thought he was good last year.
I thought
I
he was good
thought
too.
for I thought for the games he had, bro. For me, it's purely playing players out of position or in different roles. And as supporters, I think it takes a few weeks for us to be like, hey, this guy's actually been all right.
Yeah.
Like he's actually doing all right. Because I feel like with Carlton supporters, we just need it now. We need success right now. We're so starved for it. So it's really hard to see beyond our fingers, you know,
Yeah.
like when our hands are pointed out. So I think it's important with us to just kind of let things develop,
Yeah.
but there has to be a breaking point. Like there are players that just don't work,
Yeah.
and people might argue Lewis Young is one of them. Um, People might argue, I'm arguing that Lockie Fogarty is probably one of them, and I'll die on this hill, Brody Kemp. I don't think Brody Kemp fits in our side. I truly don't think he does. He might pop up and play a couple good games here and there, but sustainability is just not there for me when it comes to Brody Kemp. He hasn't got the smarts. He just hasn't got the skill. I don't think
So
he's very skilled, but then nobody is in our
yeah,
side.
what is the ideal Brody Kemp game for you? What is a game or stat line where you'd be like, okay, good game? Because
For
if you
me,
look at
bro,
it,
it's not even about stats because again, you put him in the forward line against West Coast, he'll kick 5.
Yeah.
You know, but put him in the forward line against Brisbane, what's he going to do?
Yeah.
You know, he did okay against Sydney for the half, like, but then he missed that goal at the start. Like, he misses things he
Yeah.
shouldn't, and I don't know if it's cobwebs. Maybe I'm just being harsh, but an ideal stat line for Brody Kemp for me would probably be where's he playing?
Centre half forward. No, full forward because McKay's up the ground doing whatever the fuck he does there.
That's another one we've got to touch on.
Yeah.
If he's at full forward, bro, just give me 3 goals. Give me 3 goals. You know, like, I'm not even saying every game, like, but hit the scoreboard every game.
Yeah.
You know, but more importantly, I want to see 8 to 10 marks. Give me 8 to 10 marks. Become a leading option.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
because we've lost TDK. Pitternet doesn't get to that next contest. You know, he struggles a bit. And that's fair enough. He's that big brute of a ruckman. So I think Brody Kemp has to step up and not jump on Harry Mackay's head.
Yeah. They did it one time last game. The Robert in the chat makes a good point, and I want to touch on this. To play Kemp in the back line. I'm big on this. I know we spoke about it at the Sydney game. I'm like, he is a much better backman in my eyes than he is a forward. I'd much rather have Brody Kemp play in the back line than Lewis Young.
Yeah. I'm scarred with Brody Kemp in the back line. Do you remember that drop mark? And I think he's done it 2 weeks in a row, almost in identical spots. Once against Adelaide, and I'm pretty sure it was against GWS. I could be wrong. But find a spot for him. Find a spot and give him 12 weeks. You know, give him 12 weeks. I feel like for a team that doesn't move, just
shut up on me.
I feel like for a club, we always cry out that Voss doesn't move the magnets enough, right? And I don't think he does when it matters. When it matters, deep in a game, or when things are coming against us. But I feel like strategically, not many players are sound in a position. You know, and I think that's a big problem for us as well.
No, I agree. It's the whole, Voss doesn't make changes, and I agree he doesn't. Like you said, he doesn't. But I feel like it's either he does nothing or he moves everyone in an unnecessary move. Like, so Ben Ainsworth, I want to touch on Ben Ainsworth, right? Great recruit. He did great in the practice games, played all right in the Sydney game. We played him in the Jesse Mollop role last week. He had 8 touches for the game. 70% of them were in the back line, in like the back defensive half of the ground.
Yeah.
Why? Okay, first of all, why does that role exist? I'm not sure. Like, no other team in the league has a role like that. I can't see anyone that plays like that, right? And if it's there, why are we wasting someone like Ben Ainsworth there? Ben Ainsworth is our best small. He is our best small forward. And you saw how much we missed it. Zach Williams went forward, and he looked dangerous in the last quarter. So
see, I think Zach Williams has to play forward.
Yeah.
I think he looks happier. He looks more comfortable in the forward line, and he showed that he can kick a clutch goal. You know, he just gives us that X factor, and I feel like I don't know, man. It's almost like I don't want to just say Voss, because there are other coaches in there.
Yeah.
But I just feel like we don't know what to do with our players sometimes.
No. I mean,
like why did we recruit Ainsworth? Like, what was the purpose of it? This right here.
We're playing him as a lockdown defender, not even like half back. Yeah,
kills.
And we're killing the kid by doing that too, because it
Love
kills
you,
his
Georgie.
confidence. Yeah, shout out George.
Yeah, I look at Ollie as a prime example. He can't kick, right? We all know that. He's whatever it is, he struggles by foot. But he's a playmaker. He looks up the ground. He's always looking to move the ball quick. Why do we trap him in the back line? That is someone who should be running up and down that wing all night. Yeah. And I just feel we're taking his best weapon away from him, and that's his run. And we've got him, locked away in the defense. it's just a lot of moves, a lot of decisions, coaching wise, that just bamboozle me. Honestly, like
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
There were so many on that game that, like, even Cooper Lord on the wing.
Mm,
Cooper Lord on the wing killed me. He was arguably, I gave him votes. I gave him 2 or 3 votes for that Sydney
mhm,
game. I thought he
mhm,
was one of our best on ground. And I think he's a
mhm.
great midfielder. And I think, honestly, he's the future of that midfield. I think it's him, Jagger, and Walker if he is all that he's made up to be when he comes in. I think that's our next midfield group.
Yeah, I agree. Can you highlight? Sorry, can you highlight Pommy's last comment? I really, really liked it. So what's that? Yeah, almost feel like Voss plays FIFA. He's got 23
Yeah,
best players, but can't play them in their best role.
yeah,
It's exactly right. It's like we've got a lot of players that are very similar players,
yeah,
and you can't have them all at half forward. You can't have them all at half back. So this is what I mean. Like you're not creating stability in the side, and I feel like, man, watching other teams play over the weekend, watching Melbourne, who had so much change over the offseason, lost their two best players, arguably.
yeah,
They barely have a forward line. They barely have a proper defense now.
yeah,
They lost May as well in the offseason. So watching them gel, players knew their role. Players would, interact with the play, but then you'd watch the way they set up. And it's like, man, they did that so well. And for a team with a brand new coach,
yeah.
I just feel like, what are we missing in the education department? Why aren't we so? We've got no stability anywhere. Why would we have stability in the education department?
Yeah.
So, like, and I said this last year, bro. The one thing I wanted fixed was where does the message get lost between the texter, the board, and the player? So there's a disconnect somewhere.
Yeah.
Are, are the players just not paying attention? Are the players getting mixed signals? Like we look so confused, and we resort back to just, I don't know what I'm doing. We play within our shells, bro, and we just,
Yeah.
we dump kick, and it's scary, man. It's scary how it switches. And I think for me, it comes down to no stability. There's
Mhm.
no stability, bro. What are
Sorry,
you doing? You up
I
to
cut out,
something?
cut out. No, no, no. I cut out, cut out, cut out. So repeat your last like 10 seconds.
Fuck, I can't remember. I was saying, like, for me,
Oh,
the
the education. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Like
the education. I just feel like we lack stability, man. You
for
know?
me, it's a mix of everything because if it's a mental issue, right, between the players, if the tiniest amount of pressure comes and we revert back to that, it can't just be coaching. And I think it's like the mental thing, and also the fact that we don't really have anyone on the field that's a proper leader. And I say that with respect and love to Patrick Cripps, but those 3 behinds he missed,
Mhm,
that hurt us. Not even
mhm,
because it was scoreboard pressure. There were important moments in the game that he just missed.
mhm.
So it's
Agree.
stuff like that. We don't have anyone that steadies the boat when shit's getting rough. We don't have anyone like that anywhere on the field. Even Jacob Wiedering. I think Hodge pointed out. I think in the Sydney game, or even in
Yeah,
the
I've
Richmond
seen it.
game. Fuck the Sydney game. Let's focus on this game. Why did he not take responsibility on Tom Lynch after he was getting all these shots? I know they were low percentage shots, but
I
Wiedering was not
feel,
getting to the contest.
bro,
He was
at the
not.
game, being at the
Yeah,
game, I think Wiedering's injured, bro.
yeah,
I 100% think Wiedering played hurt.
yeah. Well, you would think so. What, he fracture his ribs? No one comes back
Yeah,
from that in 2 weeks.
yeah. Well, that's a desperation move for me.
Yeah,
That's a coach potentially playing for his career, or coaching for his career, and he needs his best defender out there. Don't forget what Charlie said, in the preseason. He was played while he was injured. He was forced to play while he was injured. He knew he probably shouldn't have been playing, but they still played him.
yeah.
So who does that fall on? Is that
Eh, it's
is that
coach.
Wiedering's fault? Should Wiedering put his hand up and say, "Hey, I'm not feeling good. I'm not well enough."
No,
Should
well,
the selection committee say, "Hey, let's give Wieders another couple of weeks. We've
yeah,
got the bye. Let's just cop the first 2 weeks without him." Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like even he was pretty much loose man all night, and he didn't really impact it.
No, I'd
So,
say Harry Dean had more impact. It,
bro,
it,
I love Harry Dean. I love
it,
everything I see about that kid.
yeah, he's
Mm,
competitive, and in two, one of them was a bad loss, the other one was a win, but he got bullied that game. Tom Lynch was
hmm.
like harassing that guy, and no one other than Lewis Young really stepped in for him, which is
Yeah,
great, by the way. That was
I've
great.
seen
But
that. I've seen that.
to go back to your point, whose fault is it? It can't be Wiedering's fault. You can't expect a professional athlete who's as competitive as Wiedering is to be like, nah, I can't play. No one's ever going to say that. Not a single athlete, not in any sport, in any
Is that
country is going to
selfish
say
though?
that. I don't think so. I think,
No.
I think it's up to. Well, think about it. Right? Like, think about boxing when coaches throw in the towel. Like a fighter could be on the verge of dying, but they're never going to say I quit. It has to be the coaching team. It has to be the people behind them
But
that
is that
makes that
him
call.
saying I'll quit? He's just saying
No,
I'm
but
fucking
someone will
sore,
say that.
bro. Like,
Someone will say that.
but you know what I mean? Like, bro, it's a team sport. You're letting the team down. If you're not, bro, he doesn't even look 80% right.
No.
You know, like, what happens if he cops another hit to the rib, which he copped a punch and he fell? He was out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so like, and they know what they're doing, hitting him in the ribs,
Yeah.
mate. You're
100%.
on the field. You're fair game. So I just, man, it's early in the season. There's barely anything on the line yet.
Yeah.
Don't risk it. Don't risk the rest of the season. You know.
I think it just reflects that we're a panicky club, top to bottom, coaches,
Hmm.
players, selection committee, all of it, because they're playing it because they know, bro. They know what would happen if we lose. Imagine we lost
Hmm.
that game against Richmond, and then our next three aren't easy either.
Nothing's easy this year for us, man.
No.
After seeing that second half fade out again, I just think, man, nothing. There's not an easy game for us. Bro, did you see the way West Coast were moving the ball after quarter time against GWS,
Uh,
against Gold Coast?
Gold Coast, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
They were moving
Well,
the ball pretty well.
but do you think it's because we haven't accepted that we're shit that all these other teams are leapfrogging us? Like Richmond are very close to leapfrogging us. North are very close to overtaking us. Like, and they all started their rebuilds. They've all been bottom four while we were up there winning prelims or winning semis.
Mm.
But
I
look at
think
Hawthorn.
I think with us, I I'm trying my best not to one goal in 52 minutes.
52.
Jesus Christ. Um I'm trying my best not to be too concerned with teams around us anymore. I just
Yeah,
want to see improvement. I have zero expectations for the season now. Now that I know where we're at, I think we all get sucked into the preseason glamour that Carlton puts out on their social media. You
yeah,
know, what we should have been really, really focused on was that kicking drill that was made a mockery of,
yeah,
and the club's response to it.
yeah,
You know, Cripper saying, "Oh no, we had a nice laugh about it."
yeah. Adam Simpson.
That for me, and Simpson having a sook about people taking videos and posting them on social media. That fucking killed me, bro.
Yeah,
For me, that reaction should have told us exactly where we're at as a football club. We haven't improved the culture. You
yeah,
know, culture's not going to improve overnight. It's going to take years, potentially a decade. You know, that's how far back we are as far as culture goes. And I think to create a ruthless winning culture, firstly you got to start winning. And I think we're so far from consistently winning that I think the culture is just going to take a big hit, man.
yeah,
Like if we had lost to Richmond on the weekend, I know we won,
yeah,
and a lot of people, myself included, were saying, but it feels like a loss. Feels like a loss. It would have been 1,000 times worse if we had actually lost.
yeah.
You know,
I can't
so
even imagine.
take that little win. We're gonna, and this is how I ended last year. We need to take these little wins now
Yeah,
because there's going to be few and far between. I
yeah,
honestly think 6 or 7 wins for the year is realistic.
yeah.
Um, maybe. I think we're that bad right now.
I
Now,
100% agree. 100% agree with you. I think we're bottom six.
I'm gonna like continue by saying it is a new game style we're trying. We do have new coaches in the coaches box, and we do have fresh faces. It could take us a month. It could take us 2 months to click, but it might click. Whatever we're trying to do, I'm not the stat man. I'm not the, game plan guy. I don't know, bro. But whatever we're trying to do, it might click. And this could just be the hopeless romantic in me, bro. Like it might click. And who knows? But right now, as a supporter, just a guy sitting in the stands, it's so hard to see. But how do you think St Kilda feels spending all that money
Yeah, and
and
being
having
0-2.
2 weeks where you lose? All right, you lost the first one. That's all right. But now you lost to Melbourne, who you were expected to beat quite
Yeah,
well. But you speak to St Kilda supporters and they feel like, hey, we're going to click. I don't
yeah,
think St Kilda supporters are as worried about them as the media is. I
no,
think they know it's going to click, but they've made the good decisions on field, where they've made changes on field.
yeah,
We've made changes as well. So I think we need to also just as like a devil's advocate, let's just wait it out. And before we say we're shit, we're fucking this, and we're not going to do this, and we're not going to do that. And it's so like, I know I'm being so like up and down,
yeah,
but bro, I love this club.
yeah,
And again, that hopeless romantic in me wants to see it click. I want to see it click.
yeah,
I'm not saying we're going to make finals. I'm not saying we're going to do anything, but I just want to see it click. And I still believe it's very early with a new team. There's new coaches in the coaches box. We need to get that mental side right, and it could take a long time. But I feel like if it clicks, it's going to be fun to watch,
yeah.
potentially.
No, of course. I
I
mean,
don't, I don't think it's going to be dark for as long as we probably believe it will be, you know?
yeah. No, I agree 100%. And I think it's just, it's like the and you made a good point, and I agree with 100%. We got to take the wins where we can get them, because, like, I know the Richmond game wasn't pretty. It was fucking ugly against an ugly team, and we
Mm,
played terribly. Like 1 goal in 53 minutes, right? But you just like, and there's people genuinely upset after that game, and I understand it. There's frustration, but you can't walk away from a loss, a win like that, and be that upset. I think it does more harm than good, because if you look back in 23, and I do this a lot, I look back at 23 a lot. Listen to the way that we listen to the crowd. I think in 23, we like the supporters were like one of the biggest parts of that finals run. I think us there at games, the Carlton Raw, made us play way better than we were. And I think maybe that's also a part of why we overachieved. But like this, bro, going to games, and like you said, the players feel it. Like Ollie gets the ball, you hear the murmurs. McKay lines up for goal. Some come will be like, you're shit. So we can't go into that loop again, because if we do, not only will it be shit for us, right? And I don't want to get into that cliche of stick fat buy in, but you gotta not accept mediocrity, but you do have to accept that right now, at this very moment, and probably for the rest of this year, we're not a good team.
mm,
We're not a good team. We probably are right now a 1 goal better team than Richmond. I think that win is probably where we're at right now. Right now, at this current moment, without the stuff gelling, without the stuff clicking, right? That's where we're at. And I think we'll be amongst, like, if you look at last year, we finished around Melbourne,
mm.
around St Kilda. We were in that bracket, and I think we'll be in the same bracket this year.
Yeah.
So I think it's important, not only for us, but for the players as well, the morale around the club. And I don't want to sound like that one suit that's like, stick fat, whatever, because you'll have to be frustrated, but you can't treat that game that badly. Like, there's people coming up and be like, we need to drop Cribs. Jagger's not that good. What the fuck is Wiedering doing? Like, it's not that bad. It's not all bad. There is positives to the game. There still is. Like, bro, how good is Jagger Smith? Let's get on to some
Mm,
positives, right?
mm.
The very few. Jagger Smith, first game at the
Yeah.
MCG. How good was
Yeah.
he?
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be nice to see him for another, 12 years or whatever.
Yeah.
He looks like a jet, He wants the ball. That's what I like about him.
Yes.
He
He's
wants the ball in his hands.
yeah.
We've got so many players when things go bad that they don't want it. You know,
Yeah.
like they punch the ball when they should mark. They run away from contests. They kind of second to contests. They're scared to get hit. You know, Jagger for his size especially. That's what I love. You know, it's his size, and he's got heart bigger than his size.
Yeah.
So once he actually puts on that little bit of size, I don't want him to go too bulky.
No.
But when he gets that little bit of size and that little bit of extra confidence that comes with probably 2 or 3 years of service, he's going to be a jet, bro.
He's gonna be sick. And
He's going to be good
you bring up the physical aspect. You know, he led our tackles against it in our last game. He had the most tackles for us.
against Richmond.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He had 6. He's
Smallest guy, bro.
smallest guy. But
Yeah.
him compared to like Cooper Lord, who they're the same age, but he's a
Mhm.
baby. Like
Yeah.
genuinely, he's so small. And I don't think he needs to get bigger. There's a lot of people, especially in the off season, like, oh, he's too small, not putting on size.
Mhm.
He doesn't have to put on size. Why do all of our midfielders have to be like Cripps or Walsh? Like, look at Dacos. Dacos is
Yeah.
not big, and he's a bitch in the contest. But he doesn't need to be good.
That's why I said for me, it's just about not getting pushed around. Just that little bit of size, just enough to be able to hold your own.
Yeah.
But not lose your asset, which is speed. That's an asset. So
100%.
you don't want to lose it, because look what we did to Jesse Motlop.
Yeah.
Jesse Motlop put on size and he couldn't run.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened with his conditioning over that 23-24 season, I think it was, or 24-25, whatever it was. He just put on size and that's it. He couldn't run.
Yeah. No,
So
it was that and then a bunch of conditioning, a bunch of just the role he was playing, running up and down. Like he
I
was, he
agree.
used to lead our GPS numbers. So,
Mm.
look, I guess I want to move on to. There's a chat here, right?
Mhm.
Kadrick, love this guy. Harry McKay, fuck, I miss Levi Casbolt, and we got him for another 6 years.
Yeah.
Harry McKay, for me, I think he's been the most disappointing player so far. And I know he kicked 2 goals against Richmond, but he did nothing in the second half. I don't understand what the directive is with him playing up the wing. Maybe he likes, and I like him up there, and I liked him last year up there because I feel like it's a good target and he works his way into the game. He can't do that anymore. We can't have Brody Kemp as our deepest target. We can't
Yeah.
have like Hudson O'Keefe as our deepest target. We can't do that anymore. He needs to command that forward line, and he's just not. And like, I hate to say this because he's my player and I love him. Like I'll always back him. But bro, he's so soft. He's the softest key forward in the league. He's 6'10". He plays like he's 5'4".
Mm-hmm. He just
Like I
drops to
don't.
the ground.
Yeah, he drops to the ground. He
Mm.
doesn't compete for marks. If you look at him, he has this interesting thing where he outside the 50 when he's competing for marks on the wing, he's sick. He crashes the pack, needs people in the back, in their back. As soon as he gets in the forward inside 50, he's just nowhere to be found. He doesn't lead. He doesn't jump. He's 6'10". All he needs to do is put his hands up like that, and 90% of the time either he'll clunk it or he'll get his arm chopped. Like
Mm.
like the person playing on him, I think it was a first gamer, Sam Gulge. I don't even know who that is. He's 182 centimeters. All he needs to do is run and jump. I don't understand why it's so difficult, and I don't understand if it's a coaching directive or it's him being like, I want to play this role, but we can't. We can't move forward like this.
Yeah, that does my head in, the whole I want to play this role.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody should dictate where someone plays other than the coaching staff.
Yeah.
Like Cripper wanted to do ruck work last year, so we let him do ruck work.
Yeah.
It was his idea. Who cares if it's his idea, bro? He's a fucking 2-time Brownlow medalist.
Yeah.
You don't put your engine in the ruck.
Yeah.
It's just, there's a lot of decisions, and Harry playing up the ground for me just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't, and that shows you just how bad we miss TDK. TDK,
Yeah.
and then Harry was that next one. So TDK would take that kick from full back. He'd mark it at half back and then go down to the wing. You got Harry McKay, and then Harry McKay goes to Charlie.
Yeah.
Like in an ideal world, that's how it looked. And you take 2 of those out, and all of a sudden, bro, we're lacking big time with that key. And if you look at again, I'm just going to keep going back to the Melbourne game because that was such a good game to watch. But Max Gawn, getting from contest to contest, He was the difference in the last quarter,
Yeah.
probably for the whole game. But he was the difference. And I don't feel like we have anybody who's a genuine marking target who works that hard. I just don't see it. And I don't know what's going on with Harry, but maybe he's disinterested. You'd think that, bro, like you've got the forward line to yourself now.
Yeah.
You're an athlete. You should want this. You're the prime time guy now. You're it.
Yeah.
You're the main event. There's no Charlie. You're the guy. You're the man. And I feel like maybe he's not feeding into that. Maybe he's just a bit shy from that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
He hasn't been the same since his time off. He came last year, bro. That game against Geelong where he killed it.
yeah.
Like, and he has his moments, but maybe he's not that number one guy anymore that he
Maybe.
was 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I did the liberty of looking through his stats, right? And
Mhm.
I've got an interesting stat. In the last 6 years, since 2020, how many times do you think he's kicked 5 or more goals in a game?
Twice.
8. But
Okay.
still, that's averaging like once a year, just over once a year. He kicks 5
Yeah,
or more
for
goals.
6 times. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you trust him to be our key forward? Do you think he can be our primary key forward that'll kick us goals like Charlie did?
At his best,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Do you think he can get back to his best?
At his best, bro, Harry McKay is a good footballer.
Yeah.
Harry McKay isn't a naturally gifted footballer. I feel like he has to work hard.
Yeah.
Whereas Charlie Curnow was very naturally gifted.
Yeah. Athlete.
Charlie didn't have to work hard, but he
Yeah.
just had that X factor. He can make things happen. I feel like Harry is an X factor. Harry's very get your hands dirty. And if he's not getting his hands dirty, it's very obvious, like it's
Yeah.
so obvious. So he needs to put his head down, and really honestly, he just needs to look Voss in the eyes and say, hey, I want this or I don't want this.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he's kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah. I
Like
agree.
you got to
Yeah.
be all in or just get out, and give someone else a go. Because again, we're not going to win a flag by being half in. And I feel like if we're not going to win a flag, let's get some young players some game time. Don't drop Moya. Don't drop him. Don't
Yeah.
fucking drop him. Give him a season. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah.
Not one game and then drop him and then bring him in and then drop him again. Like, if he's no good, delist him at the end of the year, but give him a proper chance. I want to
Do you?
see Hudson O'Keefe. Give him a proper
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah.
Dirksen should be getting a game. Give
Should
him
be.
a proper chance.
Yeah.
I know Burn. People want Burn in. I'd love to see Burn in, but apparently he's just not fit. Get him fit. Get him fit and get him in the side.
Yeah.
I just want to see. I want to see excitement.
Yeah.
Not even wins, bro. I'd love to see wins, but I don't think we're in a position to say, oh, we demand 12, 13 wins. We're not in that position. We haven't got that list.
No.
So
Not at all.
excite me. Show me what the future is going to look like.
Do you think we can do that though, with a coach with 1 year left on his contract, with as much
And
pressure
and,
as?
and therein lies the problem.
Yeah.
Therein lies the fucking problem. We've got a team that is not there, is
Yeah.
nowhere near there, and we've got a coach who needs to be there.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? Like, is this just a year where we kind of kill time? Because that's a wasted year.
It is, because it's not only dangerous way if you're not moving forward, but teams can leapfrog you again. You could fall even further back in the pack.
Absolutely.
So again,
Absolutely.
like our list is going to look very different. It's going to look very different. Even at the end of this year, we looked at it before, and Johnny Holden brought it up. We have 20 players out of contract, right? I can bring up our players out of contract. I'll bring it up now.
What was John's comment? Sorry, I'm going to look that up.
Yes.
Sorry.
We have 20 players out of contract.
Oh,
We need to
yeah.
play those fringe players to see if they're worth
Exactly.
keeping. Yeah.
Exactly. Let's go through this list.
Okay, so Adam Sard.
Everybody in the chat, yes or no? Drop a yes or no as we go through as well.
Yeah.
Adam
What do you
Sard.
think of Adam Sard? Look, he just did his hammy. He's not going to be back for another couple of weeks.
Look, I think Adam's at that back end of his career now, where his body's kind of telling him, I think it's time. You know, his body's
Yeah,
just not holding up for long enough.
yeah,
I think this will probably be his last year.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
so too. I think he lost. I think 22 was the best we're gonna get out of him. His last All
Hmm.
Australian year.
Hmm.
And I think like I don't know what happened to him. He used to run. He used to run for the ball. He used to be an aggressive halfback. He was never the best defensively, and that was
Mm.
always an issue because he would always have weird young like small forwards kick a bag on him, like Ben Keys or like
Ben Keys, bro. Ben Keys just has him, bro. It's just one of those things.
yeah. In the chat, Sard, no, it's a bit hard to judge him. It is hard to judge him this early, but I mean, a lot of these players you'd expect to be gone. Like you don't
Mm.
want to be keeping like Sard at the end of this. If we're not progressing Sard out of the team naturally, anyways, that's worrying. Like we have Jordan
Yeah.
Boyd, we have Harry Charlson who hasn't played a game, and maybe he's not ready, but
Is
should
Jordan
be.
Boyd on this list? Yeah, he is.
Yes,
Can't
he
wait to
is.
get to him.
Ben Camperelli, 2 years at the
Bro,
club.
Ben Camperelli, like in that boat, like I said, why isn't he improving?
Yeah.
What is happening at our VFL level? Why aren't these young players? Billy Wilson, same thing.
Yeah.
What is happening? Why aren't
Ben,
these players coming along?
Ben Camperelli is fucking terrible, and that's not a diss at him at all. I think it's more towards our development system, but
Wasn't he the better one? Wasn't he supposed to be the better one?
he's yes because he's an inside mid, so he was more Ben Camperelli, and I think I spoke to Pommy about this. He was like he is someone that has natural talent. He never had to
Hmm.
work hard in the juniors,
Hmm.
so when he went up to the VFL, it didn't really come easy to him, and he doesn't know how to work hard. So I think it's a little bit of that. Whereas Lucas was a hard runner, gut runner
Yeah.
on the wing, and that's why he's adjusted better to AFL.
Hmm.
But even like Ben Camperelli, do you really think he'd break into this midfield? Cripps, Walsh, Jagger, Lord, Chera when he's back.
Second year into the on an AFL list, I think you should be knocking.
Yeah,
You should be tapping on the door. Maybe not knocking, but you should be tapping. And I don't think he's anywhere near the house.
no.
You know, I think he's still parked in the fucking parking lot. Like he needs a big year. You know, he needs a big year because everything I'm hearing out of Carlton is that he's not developing well. Him and his brother, they're just not coming along.
No.
You
And
know,
again, it
and
goes back to development.
Billy Wilson, what do you think?
I think you just have to keep him. You have to
Mhm.
keep him for that natural progression to get Sard out the team.
Mhm.
And I think he's fine. I think he's been okay. And there's a lot of players ahead of him. I think Lockie Cowan's ahead of him. I think Matt Carroll's ahead of him. But
Mhm.
it doesn't, unless we're really struggling for list spots, I don't see why you would cut him after what 2, 3 AFL games. And in those AFL games, he wasn't bad either.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I
I'd
think
keep
he just blew out, like he wasn't fit enough, and that seems to be a trend with our players. You know,
yeah,
coming from VFL, a lot of them, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, this player's he's all right, but he hasn't really got a tank. He hasn't built a tank." Well, why not?
yeah.
2 or 3
That
preseasons in, why not?
that cooks me. They're professional athletes getting paid a
Mhm.
lot of money, and you
Yeah,
tell me they're not physically fit. How does that happen as a club? How?
yeah.
How do you allow that?
So far, we've got Adam Sardno,
Yeah,
Ben Camperelli, yes.
yeah,
Billy Wilson, yes. We'll keep him.
yeah,
I think Billy Wilson is like fine line. I
yeah.
wouldn't be
He's
surprised if we get rid of him.
yeah, yeah.
Elijah
Fuck.
Leaf Hollins.
Yeah, because he turned over a new leaf. That's a good one. Yeah. um, I think we should keep him. He'll stay most likely, but
Absolutely.
he's
His
been
kicking's
disappointing.
been horrible, bro.
Yeah,
His
terrible.
kicking has
Yeah.
been atrocious.
Do you think it has anything to do that we're playing him off halfback?
Probably. But, bro, honestly, doesn't matter where you play, you should be able to kick a ball.
Yeah.
You
No,
know?
I agree, 100%.
I want to see him up forward, personally,
Yeah,
but
high half forward. Yeah,
and then running through the midfield. Simple.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Flynn
it goes
Young?
back to the coaching
Yeah,
thing. Sorry,
sorry.
it goes back to the coaching thing with Voss. Like, why aren't we running? If we're getting bullied in the midfield, why aren't we running some of these faster, quicker players like Elijah, like Ben Ainsworth, through the midfield? Like,
Exactly.
if we're already playing Ben Ainsworth in like a midfield defensive role, Why aren't we playing him through the middle? Well, just chuck him in there. He had no centre bounce appearances against Richmond. So it goes back to that. Flynn Young, keep.
You have to. I'm hearing
Yeah,
really good things about him.
yeah. He's working hard, and our small forward stock right now is terrible. It's like
Mhm.
it's Lockie Fogarty, Jesse Mollop was injured, and then Flynn Young and Frankie Evans. That's it. Frankie Evans is
Yeah.
actually next. Got to keep him.
I'm indifferent about Francis Evans. I
Yeah.
don't care. Yeah, I
Did
he
you not
did
buy
all
into
right.
the hype?
He did it. Nah, I didn't buy into the hype, bro. I think
Okay.
he's Francis Evans.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna see some good stuff. You're gonna see some horrible stuff. Just is what it is. I like him. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. I do like him, but I'm not expecting him to change our team or be that dynamic for small forward that's going to pop up and kick 50 goals or 40
No,
goals.
no, definitely not.
Mm.
Never. I think he'll be like a good role player, like kind of how always was Fogarty, maybe 30
Yeah.
goals a year. But I think it depends on what our small forward stock looks like. I think
Mhm.
a big reason that we delisted Will White was
Was
because Lockie
because of
Fogarty,
him. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
him and Lockie Fogarty. I think
Hmm.
because that was it. I think if Lockie Fogarty ran out of contract last year, he would be gone. He would
Probably.
have been gone. So
Mm.
it's a matter of circumstance for a lot of these players. Harry Charleston. Do you know a lot about Harry Charleston?
I know nothing about Harry Charleston.
He's Adam Sard regen. So he's a halfback
Okay.
rebounder, good with the ball, fast, likes
Hmm.
handball receives. He just
Hmm.
hasn't developed well yet. It's his second year. It's his second year. He's also pretty
Yeah.
big on the socials. That's his gimmick. Does a lot of stuff for social media. So check him out. He's actually pretty funny.
Because I don't give a fuck about social media, bro. Straight out, bro. I want to know if the bloke can play footy. I don't give a fuck what he posts on his story, cuz. Do you know what
He's
I mean?
yeah, yeah. He's good, but
Like,
he's good. He's
bro,
good.
I'm almost 40 years old, cuz. Like, I don't care what these blokes post on social media, who they're sponsored by, and what gimmick they're trying to sell me this week, what cause they're pretending to care about this week. I just want to know if the bloke can play footy. That's it.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So I know nothing about Harry Charleston, man. For me, I hope he does well. I hope he's a premiership player with us. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hudson
So
O'Keefe, we have to keep.
keep we for
Love
the
him.
future of our key forwards. Yeah,
Yep.
he's our only one.
This is where it gets fun. Jordan Boyd,
I'll let you go first.
sack.
Fuck, really?
Sack him. Sack him now. He's no
Based off
good, bro.
what?
He's
Based
no
off
good, bro.
what? He didn't play
Bro, can't
last
get a
year.
game. He can't get a game in our team in Carlton, bro. He hasn't been able to get a game for 2 years, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I
but
mean?
there's been like there's been shit that's been like, oh, it's disciplinary, or like it's attitude problems.
Even more reason. Sack him.
Yeah,
Even
I
more, bro.
I feel
We're
like
trying to
we
rebuild our culture.
yeah, and I guess he does get pushed out by Ollie Florent. I think Ollie Florent takes his spot.
Hmm.
And
Yep.
it's all right. Well, I'll agree with you. We'll deal with the deal list board.
Hmm.
Lockie Fogarty,
Sack.
sack. Yeah,
But,
sack.
but I want to see him play this year. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
give him a good 3 months. Let's see what you can do. If he's playing like this, by round 12, what's the point?
Yeah. So,
Lewis Young?
see, I'm going to say something controversial. I think if we can get Buku in next season, he's gone. I don't see what role he would play, and I don't see why it would be beneficial to keep him on the list.
I think and I say this every week, I think every team needs a Lewis Young. Someone that can
Okay.
come in,
Yeah.
when you're missing a Haynes, someone that can come in when Harry takes a couple of weeks off. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you need that player that can kind of do both. He can play ruck. He's been known to play ruck. You need a player like Lewis Young.
Yeah.
I can't believe it, but I feel like I'm Lewis Young's only
Yeah,
fan at
it's
the moment,
sponsored.
bro.
You should go play a sponsor. He'll be the next sponsor for the Monday Blues.
I swear, man. Lewis Young. Lucas Camporelli, same boat as his brother for me, bro.
Yeah, no, you got to keep him.
Same
You got to
boat.
keep him developing. Matt Duffy, sack him.
I
I don't know
anything
why
about
he's
him.
there, bro. He's generally he did the St. Patrick's Instagram video. I'm like, these guys are only here for that specific moment. They haven't played. I haven't even seen training clips of them.
Yeah.
You'd think they'd hype him up in training and be like, oh look, I've never seen him play football. I've never
Yeah.
actually seen him touch a footy. It's the biggest
I
conspiracy theory at the club.
I don't know him. I don't. Has he ever played? Like,
No, no.
yeah, don't know.
This
Mitch
this will be his
McGovern.
third year. This will be third year at the club, and he hasn't played a game yet. Neither of them. Mitch McGovern. See, I don't mind him as a forward. I think he's
I
pretty
want
good
to
as
see
a
more
forward.
of it. I've got to
Yeah,
see more of it. But
yeah,
I think a player that can, again, a Lewis Young, he's at that point of his career where, he probably won't get into a fully fit Carlton list.
yeah,
If we're not paying a lot for him, which we're not right now, keep him. Because he can kick you those 2 goals. You know,
yeah,
that's about it though.
yeah. I think he's one of our most exciting forwards, and that's really sad. One of the most exciting key forwards.
Hmm.
It's like him and Pitto. Fucking, they're the only guys that get anything done in the forward line.
Mm.
Nick Newman. This is interesting.
I love Nick Newman. I think
Yep,
if his body's good, keep him.
yep. I think you have to keep him mainly because there's no one really else there. I don't think Lockie Cowan is ready to take that role yet, nor is Matt Carroll, nor is Billy Wilson. And I think Newman brings something in that backline that we lack, and his stability when he's there. Like he
Mm.
really settles that. We look different when he's in the squad. So
You know what we didn't ask ourselves actually before we're doing this. Where do we think we're at for the next 2 or 3 years? Because it all depends where we're at.
yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? A Mitch McGovern, a Lockie Fogarty. Like, are we in? Like, do we see us improve? If we improve this year, and we're a real chance for finals next year, hey man, we probably have to move a
some of these
decent
players are.
name on. You know,
Yeah,
we might have to move a few names on to get better top end talent in or more depth in.
yeah.
So I think that matters as well.
Ideally,
Um,
we would be back contending within a couple of years. That's the
mhm.
ideal plan. Like we hold this year, we get rid of a chunk of these players, right? Like what, there's 20 players here, a chunk of them, free up some
Yeah,
salary cap, go after a big name, and go right back in it.
yeah.
But it's I don't know where we're gonna be. That's a good question. It's a good
Mm.
point.
Nick Haynes,
Keep.
I think it's up to him and how he's
Yeah,
playing. But yeah, I'd keep him. Ollie Hollands, our next captain.
yeah, keep. Yeah, no, he should be a vice captain right now.
He should
Like
be in the
it's
leadership group. I love him. I love Ollie. I just wish he could kick.
yeah,
Rob Monaghan.
that's the other Irish guy. Fucking
I don't know
Sack.
anything about him, bro.
Sack. He
Done.
he he reads books. That's I spoke to him in open training. He reads a lot of books. That's the only
Nice.
thing I took away from that conversation.
Nice. Wayne Dirksen. I want to see him play, man.
Yeah. No,
I
you
want
got
to
to
see
keep
him
him
play.
based off that. He's
Yeah.
23 with 3 kids.
Yeah. Good on him.
But like he's
Busy
he's
boy.
mature. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hits targets. So I mean, he doesn't miss.
Zach
Zach
Williams.
Williams. Yeah, this is interesting.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm heavy on keeping him. I'm heavy on keeping him if he stays healthy. There's a lot of people against it. There's a lot of people, and I know he's on the ridiculous contract this year where he's on 1.4. But like you said before, when he goes as a forward, when he plays in the forward line, he looks dangerous. He looks like our
Mm.
most agile player. And I think last year was a perfect example of that. He was like top 3 in our goal kicking.
If we finish bottom 4 this year, bottom 6,
Yeah.
does he stay next year?
Uh, I think so.
Is there a point in keeping him when we could potentially be playing, someone else, a Camporelli, for argument's sake,
Uh,
a Harry Charlson?
if they're ready, yes. But I feel like if you I know you brought up you want to blood the kids, but
Mm.
not all of them are built like Harry Dean and Jagger Smith. I feel like if you
Mhm.
blood some of them too quickly, they'll flop.
Mm.
Like look at Paddy Dow. Paddy Dow was not a great high draft pick, wasn't ready for the AFL, and we kept playing him. And look
Bro,
what happened.
I thought Paddy Dow's first year was fantastic.
Yeah,
I thought he killed it in his first year, bro. Paddy Dow. From
yeah. And then he
memory, someone in the chat let me know if I'm just tripping out. But I thought he had a brilliant first season. I could be full wrong and thinking about someone else.
when was his first year?
I'm gonna say 17, maybe.
So I was like 12 years old. I wouldn't remember it that much.
I reckon 17. Someone in the chat let me know about Paddy Dow's first year. I'm
But look
pretty
at Paddy.
sure he had a good year, bro.
Look at Paddy Dow now. He can't break into this and kill the midfield.
Yeah, Yeah.
So it's like some of these players, I don't know, maybe, and it's always been in my mind that we played them too much. And like, there's a lot of kids that I think that we've played, that we blooded too quickly.
Mm.
Like I know for argument's sake, people bring up Taylor Burns should have been played opening round one. But man, can you imagine Taylor Byrne, he's not a high draft pick, right? So let's say for argument's sake, he doesn't have the strongest mentality, right? Just for argument's sake.
Yeah.
Can you imagine he goes out there in his first game, gets fucking smashed by Sydney, 10 goals, opposition crowds booing him. Let's say he misses a goal that he should have kicked. I think it does irreversible damage to some of these players' psyches. Like they're not all built like Harry Dean who can take that, or Jagger Smith who can take that. So I think we've got to be careful. I think that there's a fine balance between bringing in kids and not bringing them in and playing an older talent. And I think having Zach Williams for next year, even if we're rebuilding, let's say half of these names go, like all the older players go, I think it's still beneficial to have someone like Zach Williams
Hmm.
in the
I
squad
agree.
to have as that placeholder.
I agree. Mm. Interesting, bro. There's a lot of players there.
Yeah. I mean, last year we also had like 20 plus, and this year it's
Yeah.
20 plus as well. So
Mm.
I think the most important thing to take away from this, even if like you don't care about who stays and goes, our list is going to look entirely different next year. This isn't the end result at all.
Yeah.
This isn't like
Yeah.
our squad now. The next time we contend is going to look completely different.
You excited?
I am. I still am excited for this season. I still like. I understand that we're not going to be that good, and I think everyone needs to understand that. But there is a thing in we're working towards something. There's something. There's change happening. Well, nothing's changed at this club for the last 4 or 5 years. Since Voss has been here, nothing's changed.
Yeah.
Not like we went out for a prelim, and that's great. I'll never forget that. Honestly, bro, that's my happiest memory in a long time, like football memory. So I'll always be thankful for that. But I think change has to come, and it's finally coming now. Like how long was Brad Lloyd head of football?
Too long. I
eight
have no
years.
idea you was. Yeah. Long
So
time.
him. How long was the last guy a CEO?
Long time.
A long time, right? So it's starting from the top, and the
Oh no.
board. People want.
What's his name? Brian Cook, CEO, was, I'm pretty sure, the same time Voss came in.
Okay, so
Mm.
4 years, 5 years. I mean,
Yeah.
look, like there's change happening, and it's taken a long time, and it's starting from the top. And like people want to bring up the board. The board's never going to change.
Did you hear
We're
about
just
what happened at the board at their president lunch?
no.
So I heard about it over the weekend. I didn't really take much note. I didn't take much notice into it, but it's actually quite a story. So apparently, it was a president's lunch. There were two things. So, bro, you know how we always complain about at home games? We always show fucking highlights of the opposition,
Yeah.
bro. Apparently, it was a president's lunch, Carlton home game, and we're showing Richmond highlights because Trent Cotchin was there. They're showing Trent Cotchin highlights,
Wow.
smashing Carlton, like, you know what I
Fuck.
mean? So there was that. But apparently Priestley made a joke about brown paper bags back in the day,
Yeah.
and legit. So, like I said, I heard about this over the weekend, and I was like, "Fuck, can't be that bad." Whatever he said ruffled a lot of feathers, the wrong feathers, and apparently there's like people texting other people to get numbers they want to overthrow him.
Fuck.
Yeah, bro, like it's that bad.
Fuck. Like, bro, can we
Mhm.
catch a break? Like, there's it's always it's always something. Like, but when you have
Mhm.
instability like that from the top, how do you expect to have stability on the field? Like, it's not. There's no correlation between board and field. Like, let's get that correct.
You
But
don't
it's
reckon?
board, not straight line, but it's a domino effect. It's the board, and then it goes to the head of football, and then it goes to like
Mm.
the coaching department. Because then if you don't have the right positions, if you don't have the right people in the right positions, everyone suffers. Let's say
Yeah.
like head of football, Brad Lloyd, he should have been gone. Brad
Mhm.
Lloyd was in charge of the coaching department, and the
Mhm.
coaching department we had was shit,
Yep.
and then that affected like on-field performance. So I think it's a
Mhm.
domino effect. I think there's people that be like, "Oh, the board doesn't matter," and I agree to an extent, but there is a domino effect. It's everything affects every facet of everything.
Yeah. It's it's gonna be a it's gonna be a long year, bro. If at round two we're already fucking talking about the board being
Yeah.
overthrown, and oh man.
Eddie Maguire broke the story. Of course he did.
Yeah, I
Of
saw
course he did.
him talk about it. Yeah, but it was well known. Like it was, yeah, well known
Yeah, he made a
over
joke
the
about the
weekend.
salary cap scandal.
Hmm.
People didn't like it. Yeah.
Yeah, like really important people,
Yeah.
not just like whoever, actual people with a bit of pull. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, bro.
It's gonna be a long year. Where do you see us? Realistically, just final comments. We'll wrap this up soon. Do you think we're all right? Do you think we're overreacting? Do you think we can do anything this year? Do you think wildcard's even a possibility? Let's say injuries come back. Haynes, Newman, Frankie, they kill it. All kick 25 goals. Haynes settles in. Players get to
But
form.
I feel like anything is possible, right? Anything. 2023, I'll always resort back to that. And
Yeah.
I'll say, I'm not saying we're in 2023. I'm not saying we're that good, but we weren't good in the
Yeah.
first half of 2023, right?
Yeah.
I just think, give me another month. I just need one more month.
Yeah.
Give me one block of, you know, bro, we're going to learn a lot about ourselves in the next month.
Yeah.
So who do we play? I know we
I'll,
play Melbourne. We play North.
I'll bring up the fixture now. So we have
Yeah.
Melbourne, North Melbourne, Adelaide in Adelaide, Collingwood, and Freo in Perth.
Yeah. Fuck. Look,
That could be
Frio, we do all right over there, historically. Collingwood,
yeah.
I'm scarred, 100%. I'm fully scarred. Adelaide,
In
that could
Adelaide,
be
well, that's a 100
that
point
could be a
loss.
400 point belting, bro. But we'll learn about our team. We're going to
Yeah.
learn things in the next month.
Yeah.
So we've got Melbourne, North, Adelaide, and Collingwood.
What do you think we go in that win loss?
As it stands right now,
Yeah.
I don't think we win one, bro.
Really?
Yeah, as it stands, I don't.
Yeah.
Because which one of those teams can we beat playing one half of football?
Yeah. Neither of them. I mean, did you end up? What did you watch? So you watched the Melbourne game. Did you watch the North game against
I
Port?
did. I did.
They were in control the whole game, and I haven't seen North play like that ever. I watch a
North,
lot of North games.
North are good starters though, bro. North start the season's all right. So I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say they're back and this that, but they look good. They
They look.
looked good.
Yeah. I mean,
There's a lot of talent, bro. They got a lot of talent.
yeah. No, they do, and a lot of them's coming in now. And I honestly, like, I asked this question to someone else. Let me ask it to you. Right now, as it stands, would you rather be Carlton or North?
I'd always rather be Carlton. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter who you ask me. It doesn't matter where we are on the ladder. I'd always rather be Carlton.
Yeah. Okay.
Always.
Take out the passion and the loyalty. I respect it. Pure list point of view, and like where the club
Ah,
is.
list. Fuck, bro. Anyone but Carlton.
Yeah. I'd also always be Carlton. And my name's only Carlton. You can see it up there. So I mean,
Yeah.
like I'd never change for anything. But fuck, like it's concerning how these teams are leapfrogging. It's concerning how they're taking us,
Yeah. Well,
overtaking
this
us.
was
Like,
the worry, bro. This was the worry, yeah, that we'd be so stuck. Like I still think Voss should have gone.
yeah,
And I feel like you spend so we changed everything, bro. We changed everything except the head coach,
yeah,
whether it was by choice or not having the option
yeah,
of like finding someone else. Nobody wanted the job, is what I'm hearing.
yeah.
If that's
Well,
the case, nobody wants the job. You got to ask yourself why, and you got to fix that issue before you fix anything. Because we'll never be a good side, bro, if the right people don't want to be at the club.
no.
So yeah, I'd rather be North, bro. Just to answer your question, I'd rather be North on the list. List wise, yeah,
Yeah,
I'd rather be North right now. They're exciting, bro.
they
But
are.
bro, we've got a lot of exciting young players.
We do.
I'd
We do.
rather lose the next 4 and see Voss sacked.
You know, I think he's gone at the end of the year. I don't think there's a result that keeps him there. Um, I think he's there via circumstance, and I think everyone knows that.
Mm.
So, I mean, look, rough year. You got to strap in, right?
Strap
It's
in,
gonna
bro.
be. Yeah, got my membership finally came. By the way,
You
fucking,
just
it
got
took me.
it.
I just got it. Well, the season's been on for 2 weeks, and I just
How'd you
got
get
it.
into the Richmond game? Phone?
No, I just paid for a ticket. No, because I took other
Oh,
people,
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah,
I was like, I just pay for tickets.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, even like that, fully ticketed games. I gotta
yeah,
wrap
yeah,
up
yeah,
the video, but like, bro, what do you mean fully ticketed? There's only 70,000 people there.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Like,
They were expecting 80 plus.
fuck yeah, right. As
Mm.
if, bro.
But bro, Carlton supporters have dropped off. Apparently, we haven't cracked 85,000 members.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, there you
We
go.
haven't. We didn't
So
last year too, up until the buy. We
really,
went from like 85 to like 100
yeah, but
after
bro,
that.
we haven't even cracked like 80. I think we're
No, we've
still
cracked
like,
8. No, no,
have
we've
we?
cracked it. Yeah,
Because
yeah,
the
we've
club
cracked it.
hasn't announced it.
Really? That's
Yeah,
worrying. If that, I thought we did.
yeah. Nah, bro, we haven't announced anything.
All right. Well,
Mm.
as long as fuck, I don't want to go to games and not have Carlton supporters there again, man. Like my worst memory from last year, it was a win. It was the last game of the season, the Essendon game, but there was 40,000 people at an Essendon
Yeah,
Carlton game.
yeah, yeah. Do you
That's bad.
remember Channel 7 said they didn't even want to broadcast it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Could you imagine telling someone that in the 90s? Hey,
yeah.
in 25 years, they're not, the Channel 7's going to opt out of broadcasting a Carlton Essendon game in the last round of the year. Far out.
Bad signs. Rocker Grasso in the chat says we're on about 85,000.
Yeah, there you go.
This sounds about right. I saw something like that.
Mm.
But yeah, look, we'll wrap it up. Thank you very much for coming on. This was
All good,
thank you for
bro.
the chat for being here too. Good numbers, bro. 50
Hmm.
people. This is
Yeah,
sick.
bro.
I expected maybe 10. So
That's all right.
thank you
Start
everyone.
somewhere, bro.
That's it. That's it. It's something I want to do a lot more as well. So thank everyone for coming in here.
Before you go, I just want to tell you, bro, I'm proud of you, bro, for doing this shit. I know it's hard. I know what it takes. I know it takes balls for doing this. So well done. Be proud of yourself, bro. And if you're watching for the first time, make sure you subscribe to his channel. Every sub counts. Make sure you like it, share it around, help the brother out.
Appreciate it. No, I appreciate you, Bill, a lot, a lot. Like we say it all the time, but like a lot of me and this channel wouldn't be possible without you and the Monday Blues and the support you're giving me. So
All good, bro.
always grateful. Always grateful.
Appreciate you,
We'll
man.
wrap it up. You want to shout out the Monday Blues as well? I mean, everyone here
Nah,
knows them
fuck
anyways.
them, bro. Fuck the Monday Blues, bro. Come into the shop and say fuck the Monday Blues and get 10% off. How's that?
That's it. That's it. 18 Denver Road, Pascoville. Make sure you check it out if you're in the area.
Appreciate you, bro.
Again, thank you very much for coming on. Hopefully we're not a shit. Hopefully I'll have you back on in a couple of weeks. Hopefully, and we'll be like, we're back.
Keep the
We'll win our
faith,
next
bro.
two.
Keep the faith. Everybody in the chat, keep the faith. Just write it out.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks, Shad, for being here. Thank you, Andy, once again. End the stream. Thank you guys for watching. Up the fucking baggers.